welcome to Regionals Round 5 for Queensland in 2016. My name's Samuel.
And I'm Ben.
And today we are watching the match between us. This was a really good, fun game. I really enjoyed this one.
Yes, you would have.
The day that we played it, it was terrific. We're flying lists that we have flown probably for over a year, pretty much as soon as they came out. So I'm flying Rear Admiral Cherno with Gunner, Rebel Captive, Darth Vader, Engine Upgrade, and Predator, with Soontir Fell as the ace, with the Royal Guard tie, Push the Limit, Auto Thrusters, and Stealth Device. Now, Ben, what were you flying?
On my side, we have your classic Glitter Stim and Crackshot Brobots. So it's 88B and C with Heavy Laser Cannon, Crackshot, Fire Control System, Glitter Stim, and Auto Thrusters, and the IG-2000 title.
And just as we start the first turn here, Ben, you've turned both your Brobots in hard one, which means they can't move, as you have normally. And the way I've set up my ships here, I don't know where my Decimator went at this time of the day, but it was around. And I've got my Decimator sort of flying up through this little gap on the rocks there, and then he's going to come around. Soontir Fell's just on the side, flying up nice and slow. This is a tactic that I'd used regularly that day to sort of just keep the fight, just find out what the other person was going to do for the first few turns. I like making a box with my rocks when I fly a Decimator, and just make it fly around that and shoot inside if that's where the people are.
I had a similar plan going with the self-bumping on the first turn, just to stall for that opening round and see where the opponent's going to take the fight. And it looks like you decided to take it down into the bottom right corner, which isn't terrible for the Brobots. Gives them a long attack run.
Yeah, so it's quite a nice field that we've got here. It's like nice open half where your Brobots are at the moment, excuse me. But yeah, it's great. We've been flying these lists for over a year, and we actually threw these lists at each other several times to help refine them. So this match was always going to be a ton of fun.
I think we may have played this match more than any other, at least between the two of us, for sure.
Absolutely. And it's always come down to 50-50, or just one person outperforms the other at that one maneuver that's going to change everything. You know, Soontir Fell dodges both arcs and just pummels one of the IGs in the side, or you just give me a blinded pilot with the Decimator, and it's like, alright.
Or Soontir ends up not being able to dodge an arc and gets crack-shotted off the board.
That's right.
Little things like that.
So yeah, so it looks like I've just done a general one, and I'm boosting up towards the rock, which is a very nice narrow miss. Totally planned that.
Sure you did.
It was terrific. When I was watching this match just to gather some notes, I was sitting here going, how are we going to look at this and figure out what we were thinking? Because that's what we normally do. We look at the player and go, okay, what are they planning? What are they going to try to do next? Well, this is us. And so what are we doing? What are we going to do next?
It's interesting, actually, because try not to give too much away.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Yeah, so the next turn comes in, and with your Brobots moving first, they're just coming in, alright. So, okay, the top fight's in the bottom right, or the back right, sorry. Let's do that. And this is going to be interesting, because as we're assuming that Soontir Fell and the Rear Admiral are going to turn in, that means that there's going to be 3 large bases in front of Soontir that he's going to have to dodge. Because if he bumps one of them, it's going to be a very sad day if someone's looking at him.
Yes. It's not... I can only imagine I was aiming more to get RAC this turn, since that sets up a pretty good kill box. And it's not many ways for RAC to get out of it. And indeed, that hard 2's put him right in front of everything. Assume you're thinking about a boost, perhaps? Wondering if it'd get you outside of 88C?
Yeah, boost to get out of C, possibly thinking about the next turn and like where you're going to end up and things like that.
Just for the sake of the viewers, the Brobots, the red one is 88B and the grey one is 88C. And Soontir, what the... Sam, you madman.
It's all about millimeters.
Oh, that's some precision flying right there.
Yeah, definitely is. And the standard token up. Not needing to go anywhere too much.
I don't really want to move forward from there. You just potentially get inside both Brobots' range, which would end badly.
Yes. So just the 2 hits, and then with 4 dice auto
Or
thrusters.
thrusters. Yeah. Very rarely does that get through.
Yes.
So rack up next. It's got range 2 into 88C. I would imagine you've gone for.
Yeah.
Predator and Chirano. Lovely
Yes.
combination.
Yes, and so one of the things that you love to happen when I'm shooting with Chirano is for 1 damage to come through. Because that means gunner doesn't come in, and you don't have to use tokens possibly, and it just means that you're just going to be chipped away at when you can just absolutely pummel someone with no agility.
It was a bit of an unfortunate roll from C there. It had forced me to spend the focus token, so I won't have it for the shot back.
Yes.
But worse things have happened.
Yes, and fire control systems, so you'll have target locks after this round, assuming you shoot at the same person. So shooting with B gets 2 hits through.
What did I do that for?
To receive the stress from Rebel Captive.
Oh no, I'm just wondering why I didn't just keep that first roll, take the fire control system, and then get the free gunner shot going.
Okay. Yes, that is also a thing. Yes, it's funny, you like look back in the match and you go, go on, do this thing, and you don't do it. And I'll point that out when I come to that decision later.
So one mistake for me to start with.
Yeah, just 1 shield there, so not the best shooting from the Brobots, but still gonna get through. Now it gets interesting, because Soontir Fell's coming up and he's like, right, well I'm stressed, so I've got to be doing at least a 2 straight. And the the Brobots are like, okay, are we gonna just come in slowly and continue pummeling the Decimator if it's in front of us, or are we gonna switch to Soontir Fell and try to blow him out of the sky?
Well, the good thing with the way the Brobots are set up here is they can kind of do both, because B just has to shuffle forwards a little bit, and then he can have his arc cover most directions. Oh, no, I've decided to be a bit more aggressive there. Ah, yes. I think I'm trying to block RAC in place, and then 88C might be able to get some shots going.
Yeah, and if you can stop RAC a General 2 from Soontir, could cause him to bump, which could be very painful.
Yeah, see, it's just going to shuffle on up.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
But that does leave a pretty open space for Soontir to get into between them if you've done.
Yeah, straight 3, something like that. Oh, and then you come for the boost.
Don't think that's going to fit.
But no, I doubt it.
No chance. Oh, Ben, what have you done?
And people also at home, the reason why I keep on stumbling and saying defenders instead of Brobots, we've got a national champion here who's played them for the last 3 months. So after Brobots, that's his list of choice.
Well, they did get me a national win and 19th place at Worlds,
Yes,
so they've done well.
That's very good, true, and a very good job at that.
Thank you.
Congratulations at Worlds. So yeah, straight 3 blasts outside of their Brobots arcs. So if Soontir Fell goes in front of, gets out past C, then we could be just having just 2-on-1 shots, which is always beneficial to the person who has 2. Now we've got a hard 2 here, so I'm thinking I don't want to fight if I can avoid it. So I'm trying to get out of arcs and stuff, not knowing where you were going to go. So now I've got an interesting choice. Do I barrel roll back and try to get a shot on B, but that'll make me in range 1 of you, and I'd much doubt that I'll get out of arc. In fact, I think it's almost impossible. And I've just mentioned there I could do a boost forward in the barrel roll to get the rock on my side.
Mm. Or just boost and turtle up would be another potential play.
Mm.
And also to another note to the kids at home is you're not actually allowed to be touching the mat like this. Sam and I tend to be a bit more casual when we're playing each other. So don't do that. You're actually in a tournament.
Didn't know that. I'll make note of that when I go to Sydney this weekend.
Right, so it's just the boost and then turtle up.
Yeah.
Which still gets the rock between the Brobot and Soontir, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So your Decimator does Decimator things and turns 2 hits and a focus into 3 hits and a crit.
And then Auto Thruster's focus means the Brobot replies with 3 evades.
Yeah.
So just 1 shield.
Yeah, Ben checking for an arc that was never going to exist.
Yeah. Oh, good
Replies
work, B.
4. And I go,
I was with.
yeah, well, I'm going to have 4 focuses.
So rolling multiple criticals with a HLC, always fun. 3 and
So just the 2. So it turns
And
it into
evade.
the evade, which I believe you crack. Yes.
Yeah.
So does crack shot means that Soontir has lost his stealth device now.
yes.
It's a very daunting feeling when you're Soontir fell, because of you're now in 2 hull, 3 dice, 1 bad roll and you're gone.
I normally like to save the crack shots for a lethal shot, or to try and punch 2 damage through, but just to get rid of the stealth device, put Soontir under a little bit more pressure. Figured it was worth it there.
Changes what the Soontir player is thinking they're going to do with their ship, because they can't be quite so gun-ho anymore.
Not that you can really be gun-ho with Soontir anyway, but
No. Some fancy flying gets you on the side, and that's where you like to be. So one of the things I love about RAC, just as we have a moment here, is when you're rolling 3 dice and you have Predator, it's just so good because you roll 1 hit and a focus, and you can re-roll the blank, and you can very easily turn a 1 hit and something into 3 hits, one of them being a crit.
don't remind me.
So it's great consistency in firepower, and if you miss, you get to go again. So there's never anything wrong with that.
Rex, I imagine, is going to get a new lease on life when the new wave arrives. Get Kylo Ren and a few other fancy new toys for him to play with.
Yeah. So yeah,
So it looks like I'm taking it.
Yeah, go for it.
Just taking a turn to reposition here, because B from there can just do a K turn and then come back in, while C can turn in and apply some pressure to Soontir.
Yes, and so the Decimator's also doing a bit of a reposition. Just putting himself out there so he can come back around in a nice clear arc.
Soontir is going to run away, as he often does.
Yep.
Well, it was interesting. If you'd called my moves there, a hard 2 in, might have been able to get some shots on 88C, but
Then you think
Wouldn't have
about
had
where you're
many-
going to go afterwards.
wouldn't have been great.
No, depending on how much space the C has up the top there, he could have done a sloop back in. B's behind me already. Could be a very deadly situation. So yeah, just the Predator reroll and the focus for 2 hits. 2 evades. Gunner comes in.
It's always the way you want to dodge a rack shot, is not spend any resources doing it.
Yeah.
So that you still got everything for the gunner.
Yeah, same with the new Dengar. You don't want to take any damage when he shoots you. You don't really want to use tokens when you shoot him if you're in arc.
Yep.
So that you've got them for when he shoots back again.
So Bitty's just going to do the very predictable K turn.
Yep.
Puts him in a good position to come back in and start shooting at Soontir again, or Rack if he comes around quickly. And then just a hard 1 from C. Similar sort of idea.
Yeah, it's a nice come back around, sort of parade back down the field. Using those arcs that the IGs have. So I've done a hard 2 here, and I was like looking at it earlier, and I was like, why? Because now there's a rock in front of me. It's not too much of a problem. I generally don't care too much about rocks when I'm flying a Decimator, especially when I have shields.
Yeah, you got 15 health to use up, might as well.
Yeah.
Oh, you were flirting with those rocks in this one. Oh my goodness. So there's only 2 types of move around a rock, good one and a bad one.
Yeah, so just a nice boost there to just get a bit more in position. Hopefully get out of maybe C's arc or range.
Got a barrel roll there.
Yeah.
If you can fit.
And that should clear it well and truly.
If you stayed where you were, that would have been in range of both, and Soontir dies most of the time there, I reckon.
Even with the rock as his friend. So preparing for the next route move, it looks pretty simple. Like the Bs are just gonna, the IGs are just gonna nicely, gently come in. Decimator's probably gonna blast over that rock, so that he's got nice big space on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And
B sort of forced to do a straight 3 because a slower move might have been in danger of hitting the rock. Kind of lines them both up better in any event anyway, because now they're both in a good position to have both firing arcs pointed at something.
Yeah.
And RAC. Oh, some aggression.
Yeah, nice straight 4. Clears the rock with ease.
Right up into the Brobot's face.
The moment here is like, if the rock didn't exist, there's a nice boost there, and you're possibly out of maybe both arcs. Probably not, but at least one. And then Soontir does a nice hard 2 into the fight.
Mm-hmm.
And now, looking at this from here, I remember I think I was thinking about it on the day as well. But a boost barrel roll possibly gets me out of your arc and gets me nice shots on the side. But instead I just decide to barrel roll and fly the ship across the board.
Professional X-Wing tournament, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, fly casual. So yeah, so I've done the barrel roll, but looking at it, I reckon that if I'd done the boost and then the barrel roll, it could have really got me some nice shots. And then I think I'm too afraid here to do the boost in, so I boost away to get out of the arc, which means neither of us are shooting. I
think if before you bumped Soontir, I think a boost would have gotten you clear of B's arc, but as usual, once a ship gets bumped, everything goes out the window. Yep. So RAC's up first with the shots. Range 1 into C. 4. RAC. Why you do this?
Just another 1 shield.
Alright. So now here I'm thinking about which order of shooting I should go for, because which robot ends up stressed affects the next turn quite severely. Because C may want to K-turn or hard turn to block RAC. So it looks like we're going for C first. Spins the lock. RAC accepts 4. And now B's shot probably through a rock. Yep. So shooting with C first means C can either try to run past RAC or turn around and try to block him. And B is free to do a K-turn and put some pressure on Soontir.
So yeah, the Decimator is now down to 6 hull. Which is generally what happens to a Decimator. It falls down rather quickly. It just depends on how much damage it's done beforehand.
Definitely runs out of health rather quickly when you park it in front of 2 heavy laser cannon IG-88s.
Yes, for sure. So it took 7 damage in that turn. Quite painful. And the IG's like, what are they going to do?
Yep, C's going to hop on over, clear his stress, and can I fit a boost left in there? Oh, we're going to find out. Yeah, nice.
So C's just gone off to go and reposition, and B is going to... What is B going to do?
We're going for the K-turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting your defender in practice before the defenders were a thing.
It's an often underused move on the Brobots, that K-turn. People always want to sloop. I was thinking a moment ago, if you called my move on C and done a hard 2 left with RAC that turn, that would have been utterly disastrous.
Yes, having defender chase an IG.
Would have been range 1 in arc, and you would have had a focus. Would have been possibly game over.
The game continues. Soontir continues to just sort of fly around and go, I'm sort of here, guys. I'll do something eventually, I think.
Has he only taken 1 shot this game?
Yes, and it was at range 3.
It's amazing how much value Soontir can do without actually shooting anyone, though. Just by drawing the aggro away from your other ship. As people see Soontir, they think, Soontir must die.
Yeah.
Throw everything at him. he just kind of dances around for a dozen turns while your other ship cuts them to pieces. So I could assume you're thinking about whether the barrel roll with Soontir will get you out of range or in range 3, which your follow-up move might be. Because you've also got the potential of Soontir and RAC tripping over each other in the next couple of turns. Because they're aimed at the same corner. So we go for the boost first. Then the barrel. And so that locks a few moves out for next turn. But you'll be at range 3 with a focus.
Yeah. So Soontir is probably going to be doing a hard 2 in towards the robot because he's stressed, so he'll be needing to clear that somehow. And the RAC will probably be following behind.
Yeah, Soontir's move's kind of forced because RAC will move first and occupy most of the spots he could go to, moving to his right. And Soontir's out of range. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, so the barrel roll pays off for this turn.
If I remember correctly, this is where I made one move that after we finished the game I kind of regretted. So I think my initial plan here was that I have 88C keep going around the map, so he'd just turn left from where he is now and then follow in behind 88B, but I changed my mind and went for a sloop and brought him back down the other way.
Yeah, which sort of stalls him out for a bit, doesn't it?
And in a few turns' time, I believe it comes back to bite me.
Foreshadowing.
Then B just shuffling up. No other move he can really do there. Although, actually, blasting up with a straight 2 or 3 might have been an interesting play. Yeah. Lock Soontir for a turn and then trade some shots with RAC and then K-turn.
Yeah, and well, all that flying with the rocks has finally come back and bit me. I've rolled a hit and landed on the rock. So a turn that could have totally turned it around for me in a 2v1 situation with just one of your Brobots has turned into a 1v1 with Soontir and the Decimator sitting in the background just watching.
So only just barely clipped the rock too.
Yeah, so it was really
curious how that stops a light Imperial warship from shooting anything.
The gunner was distracted. That's the gunner's viewport right there. So Soontir Fell has done a hard 2 in, as we said before, and now we're just looking and we're talking. I'm pointing at I want to get into range 1, so I only have to dodge 1 of your 4 dice attacks instead of 2. So I'm just thinking: is that in range 1? Is that in range 2? Can I just super token up here, or do I need to go forward a little bit?
It's a little bit strange with Brobots like that. If you can't get out of arc, the safest place is to be as close as possible.
Yeah, especially when B's on the board. So just as we think about that, it's going to happen eventually.
It's a big call to make, because if you turtle up here and it is range 2,
then that extra focus isn't going to be very fun.
No. But if you do boost in, then you're only going to have 1 evade and 1 focus, so you can't use it on attack.
Yeah.
So you may be giving up a good shot. Probably you have to just play it safe and boost, because if Soontir dies here, you're in terrible position.
Yeah, 6 health, Decimator, a dead Soontir, and shields still on both IGs. And it's these sort of decisions that turn our matches normally, aren't they, Ben?
That's what I like about this matchup. It normally comes down to 1 big mistake or 1 big play. Promotes a very precise game between the two. So yep, decided to boost in. So that's definitely range 1 now.
Yep, no need to check that one. So 4 dice for Soontir Fell.
Ah!
Hit, crit. And goes, I'm going to just leave it at that.
2 evades, 1 shield. Worst things have happened. So now the IG shooting back with 4 dice focus evade. Not focus target lock, sorry. 2 hits, target lock. And there's 4.
And
But
fell
fell.
goes, focus evade, there's 4.
I'd complain about that, but I've been doing it to people for so long with the defenders now, I don't think I'm allowed to anymore. It's always frustrating when you get that beautiful range 1 shot. All hits, and Soontir just says, yeah, no.
Yeah.
But oh well, such is life with Fell. So this turn, I think IGB could probably fit a sloop in right. And 88C's got to keep coming around the back the way he came, which is unfortunate, because if I'd stuck to my original plan and just turned him around that rock, he'd have been able to come in this turn and get some shots off.
Yeah, definitely it's Soontir Fell, who's just probably going to do some streaking straight maneuver to get down that field and away from everything.
Which is especially annoying because I think 88C is the one still with his crack shot.
Yes.
So if he'd gotten a shot at Soontir this turn, it could have been Soontir dead. So, considering what to do with RAC, because RAC's got to be careful not to bump into Fell. Well, does he have to be careful?
Well, if he doesn't bump into Fell, he's also got to be careful of the IG, because if the IG does do a sloop, I don't think RAC's getting off that rock.
No. Where would the IG end up? Yeah, it'd only end up maybe half to 2/3 of a base in front of RAC. And then RAC's hit that rock with his forward part of his base there, so if he doesn't move far enough forward, he wouldn't make it. Does RAC just dial in a straight 4 then, or does that not clear Soontir? What the? Ben, what are you doing?
So future Ben is now scolding past Ben for doing a hard 2 away from absolutely everything, and then talking about how the sloop possibly could have worked.
Well, clearly I lost my mind.
Yeah, and so another piece of reprieve. This could just be How Not to Fly X-Wing by Ben and Sam.
National champion and a member of the winning Queensland ACT team.
Yeah.
Here, people. So I can see some benefit to this because now the bots
Are together again.
Although I don't think I like that boost with C. Probably would have been better to just hang back for a turn and then bank in the next turn, have B do a sloop.
Yeah, bank in with like a 3 or something.
Yep.
Gets you past that big rock.
But still a terrible position. RAC will be well out of range. And I don't think Soontir's going to be able to get a shot off. Soontir's out of there.
Yeah. Nice straight. Clears the stress. Realizes he doesn't have anybody shooting at him, so he probably won't put it back on either. So now I'm just talking about, am I going to boost in towards what is our asteroid field or away to the clear space and possibly come around? And I think I decided to go towards.
Yeah, well, it's a good position because now you can do a couple of things next turn. You can hard 2 or hard 1 through those 2 rocks to Soontir's right, or you can go straight and go wide around them. Or if you think I'm going to turn in, you can turn Soontir to his left and bug out again.
Yeah. So yeah, a bit more of like a cat and mouse sort of style of like, am I going to come in? Am I not? Are you going to come at me?
Oh, it's an unfortunate roll from B.
Yes. So auto thrusters, and then does he spend the focus token and let me re-roll, or does he just leave it?
Yeah. Sorting out the tokens. And myself now, I just take the shield. Every time you try to think, nah, the gunner will miss, it never does.
No, it just hits harder than it did the first time.
Yeah, you always get punished for it, so don't do it, Ben. Take the shield. Take the shield.
Nope, takes the evade.
No!
Gunner kicks in.
Oh. then you still have the focus. So, oh, same thing.
Yeah, still just the windshield.
Not punished that time. But note to anyone watching, don't do that. That's flirting with disaster.
Yes, if you're going to spend all of your tokens to get out of a shot, that's going to come back if you do. Just take the windshield.
Right, so B has...
Yeah, go for it.
No, you go for it.
Alright, well, Rax already knows what he's doing, because he's pretty simple, but I spent some time there thinking about Soontir, am I going to come in or going to go out? Because it all depends on what you're doing. And what you're doing is a general one onto that rock.
Yep.
And this was the moment that the game turned around. And Ben, you can talk about it.
Oh my goodness. Still hurts. In my defense, that is the smallest amount by which I've ever hit a rock.
Yeah, and for all the dancing we did around the rocks, it's impressive to only hit them once each.
Unfortunately, mine happened at a very, very crucial turn.
Yeah.
Because those bots are set up. If 88C wasn't on a rock there, one of your ships, most likely RAC, would be about to get utterly smashed.
Yeah.
But as it is, I don't think B's got a shot on him from there. And C's on the rock.
So yeah, I've dialed in a straight 4 here. As we were talking about, I could have done a hard 2 in, but that would have clearly made me go head to head with B, and I don't really want to take that chance at the moment. If you hadn't landed on that rock, then the game would have been over pretty much anyway, but yeah, it is what it is.
Ah, that cursed rock. Who put that thing there? Should go back to the start of the game and see who placed it, because knowing my luck, it would have been me. You always hit your own rocks. So we're just checking arc and range to see if C's at least going to get auto thrusters, and I think the answer is no.
Yeah, so just straight up hit, crit, and then...
And triple blanks. The pain. So blue stabilizer, stress on white moves, and of course, damage sensor array.
Ben, it'll please you to know that I placed that rock.
Alright, fair enough then. I feel a little bit better. Alright, looks like I was wrong. B does have a shot.
Yeah, so range 3 through a rock, but because they have laser cannon, it's just 1 dice.
So I don't think B's got his target lock on RAC though, which
no,
could
it's on Soontir.
Oh, speaking of which, yeah, just double checking to make sure I can't snipe Soontir.
Yeah, so Rebel Captive Stress and 2 hits.
Which is a little unfortunate actually, because the preferable thing there would have been to whiff that roll so I could shift the target lock and then try and push some damage through. And I think we forgot about your...
No, I think we're clear. I think the rock would have not been in the way. Or at least I'm going to say that's my defense. Otherwise, I'm going to talk up to another mistake on how to not play X-Wing.
Alright, so this turn is rather difficult for me now.
Yeah.
C's basically dead. Which is a problem.
If I get anything through on C with Cherno before you shoot, I'm most certainly going to be Vadering myself, because I'm admitting 4 damage. I'm probably going to die the next time you shoot me.
Yep.
So I'll just take the 2 damage and kill yours, so at least it's 1-on-1 with Soontir. Flying over the rock.
Trying to clear the damage sensor array.
Sensor array, of course. I was like, don't think you'd hit that rock.
Yeah. Oh, that would have just been the perfect way to finish the game. So, and I've either chosen not to move the target lock from Soontir, or I've decided not to, which I think is a mistake, because RAC has to die if I'm going to get back into this. So I'm going to be charitable to myself and assume I just forgot about it. So RAC's gone for a bank. which puts him at range 1 of B.
Yeah.
Which is not good when you're a decimator at 4 health.
So Soontir comes in, does a hard turn. It's like, right, I need to get in and shoot one of these guys from behind, so he's probably going to boost, and then token up, or barrel roll boost, and then just gain the focus from the PTL stress.
Did I put an evade down on 88B?
Yeah.
What the heck was I thinking?
I don't know.
That's no world in which you shoot B from here.
Well, if Soontir kills C, which we can now see could happen, because they're looking at each other.
And C's going to glitter stim. She kind of has to.
So just the one.
Nice.
And then the rear admiral goes, oh, I'm going to shoot him then. Adds an extra dice. Just the one.
Predator. Just the 2. 2 evades.
Gunner. Triple hit. Predator. Down the hit, so it's 4. Oh, one of them's a crit, so one of them must be a focus. And 2.
2 plus auto thrusters means 1.
But it's a direct hit. And so I'm pretty sure I'm in the process of saying, and I'm going to Vader you, drawing cards, and you're like, no, it's a direct hit. I'm like, alright, I'm not going to do that then.
Everything goes wrong at once, sometimes.
When it rains, it pours.
Yep. And if I remember correctly, I'm about to be massively punished for this choice of token. Massively
Stress for
punished.
Rebel Captive, and triple focus.
Oh boy.
Shifts the target lock over, but it's a turn too late.
Yeah. Because if I'd killed RAC there, because I should have had focus evade. Some huge mistakes.
Or popped glitter stims if you were really desperate.
Yeah. Which again, I probably should have done that as well. Because if it had been a 1-on-1 between B and Soontir, it's going to be tricky to get Soontir on arc, but B is also fairly healthy.
Yes, and if it's at range 2, he gets to shoot twice.
Yeah, so it would have been a fight still, but now that RAC's still alive, it's a problem.
Yeah, and then you bump. So just problems compounding on each other now. RAC's like, alright, I'm going to just fly away slowly.
Which I think that's what I was hoping for with the bump. It was a way to clear the stress, and then if you turn right, you might hit the Brobot and then not be able to shoot. And if you move forwards, I get you an arc again.
And then Soontir, even though he's stressed, he knows he's not going to get shot at, so he just does the hard one.
Yeah, good move.
Goes, I'm going to just shoot you in the back with no tokens, but I think we'll manage.
No.
And just the crit. But the bump, no tokens, shield goes away. Then RAC's like, I'm going to join in this fight. Hit.
3 hits and a crit goes RAC.
And that's game.
Yeah. Another direct hit, of course.
Yeah. Which you have now nice European signed directives after your trip to Nationals. But
Worlds.
Oh, yeah, Worlds. So, terrific game. It's a great day. Loved it. If we could play this game again 7 times and it'll change winner 7 times. So.
Oh, yeah. I've heard some people say that they don't like playing the same matchup repeatedly, but I often find it more enjoying because you just get to know each other's moves and come up with counter strategies.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, join us next time for round 6, and hopefully we'll get all these done before we do our next regionals. See you later.
See you.